Hi. Under the content area link of Module 16, which is cognitive theories as they relate to motivation, I've placed a couple of PowerPoints that I designed for your use related to gender and one related to racial identity, development, and motivation. You know, sometimes we need to tell stories in person, even if it is virtually over cyberspace. And in the gender development PowerPoint, which I want to talk about in this video, I have a slide that looks like this. It starts with a quote from The Tempest and an exchange between Prospero and his daughter Miranda. And I think that statement speaks for itself in terms of issues for women. And because I am a woman, the two stories that I also reference on this slide are about experiences for girls. The first, you see that quote, old woman, well, that was a song that we were taught to sing in my first grade class in the 1950s. I'm not going to sing the whole thing for you, but basically the music teacher came in, the girls sat on one side of the room and the boys on the other, and sang back and forth to each other. Boys would start, and first they sang, old woman, can you do the washing? Old woman, can you do the washing? And the girls would respond, very soft voice, speak a little louder, sir, I'm very hard of hearing. Okay. Then the boys would say, old woman, can you do the ironing? Repeat that. And the girls would say yet again, speak a little louder, sir, I'm very hard of hearing. Finally, after 3 or 4 of these refrains, the boys, in very quiet voices, but would be told by the music teacher to sing, old woman, would you like to marry me? At which point the girls loudly replied in song, Lawdy mercy on my soul, I think that now I hear you. That was taught to my class in the 1950s in the first grade. Last, I refer to the pizza story, which is actually something that Carol Gilligan talks about. She tells the story of that when you ask what kind of pizza you want to girls who are emerging from late adolescence into adolescence, you get different responses depending on how old they are. An 11-year-old girl will say, yeah, I want onions and peppers on my pizza. A 13-year-old girl will say, I don't know. And a 15-year-old girl will say, I'll have what you're having. There's research on that. And when we talk about resilience, these are examples for girls. I know in the readings and other associated materials, we consider this for boys and men as well. But think about it as you consider the topic of cognitive theory development and motivation.